Что, коронация? Татуировка почему? Почему татуировки голубые, блин, а? Шикарный наряд, он мне нравится. Типа, братан, я так рад за тебя. Не может быть все просто так. Ну не может быть.
There he is, the king of Albion. You've made it, just like I always knew you would.
Все?
It doesn't get any easier though. You have a country to run now, and with Jasper busy.
А что, не Джаспер стоит, тут такой стоит.
You'll need a new personal aid, someone who can keep you organized. Let me introduce you to
Hobson. Hobson's the name, Your Majesty.
Кто это такой?
May I say what an extraordinary honor it is to serve you. I have a vast wealth of experience, I assure you, though I have yet to experience vast wealth. That, Your Majesty, is an example of the sense of humor which will no doubt make our time together such a delight.
No doubt. Well, I'll leave you two to get better acquainted. I should begin preparations for the trial.
The trial, of course. The very first item on today's
суд над
agenda.
братом моим.
Among my other qualities, I am well versed in toadying, public relations, and time management.
Я не
And I
сомневаюсь.
heartily believe the key to being a successful king is following a
Какой суровый мужчина.
well-scheduled royal agenda. If you will permit me, here are today's appointments.
Провести суд над бывшим королем Альбион, выбрать политику налогообложения, поговорить с Вкачом в Нью-Гуши, смотреть вопрос установления старого квартала. Хорошо.
I'm sure you will do a marvelous job presiding over your brother's trial, which, as I said, will be your very first.
Да все будет nормально.
Your subjects await in the throne room for what is sure to be an
Дверь
historic
заперта.
occasion.
Какого хера в моем замке есть запертые двери для меня? Ага. Дверь заперта. Музыка такая гнетущая, блин. Так. О, мы же здесь начинали игру. Так. Здесь у нас кухня. Здесь у нас... А, нет, не кухня, не здесь. Здесь мы очень тренировались. Я помню. Да. А я здесь выйти не могу. А что у нас по заданиям? Где моя жена? Ну ладно, пошли. О, уже здесь. Давайте, внимайте мне. Да, внимайте. Я король. Что будем? Сейчас будем вершить.
Logan, former king of Albion, you stand accused today of crimes against the kingdom and its people. Those who brought you to justice will now speak.
There's not a soul alive in the kingdom who hasn't suffered for his glory, and plenty who've died for it. I says, let him have some death of his own.
Ага.
I'm not one for lopping people's heads off, but we saw Major Swift executed like it was a bloody circus act. He deserves nothing less as far as I'm concerned.
But aren't we better than that? Isn't that why we fought to be here now? I've seen what Logan has done to this city. People starving to death, children forced to work. But killing him now won't solve anything.
It is not my place to decide his fate, but his betrayal condemned many.
Так, типа убить его и пощадить, да, будет сейчас?
And then left us to face the darkness alone.
I had good reason to break that promise, and I had good reason for the crimes you claim I committed. The day I returned to Albion, I received a visit from a blind seer, Teresa, our father's guide. She showed me the future of this kingdom. The darkness in Aurora is coming here, bringing death.
Так ты, получается, же делаешь этот конец.
The sacrifices I had to make, I did them to protect Albion. If a few had to suffer, it was to build an army. If a few had to die, it was to save a country. I have spent years preparing for this attack. Let me stand by your side now, and all my soldiers will be yours to command. Let us face the coming darkness together.
If this is true, if it's really coming here,
Да, есть такое.
all in grave danger.
You have the power over life and death, brother. Now choose.
Блин, я думал, казнить будет это типа зло. Но
This
ведь...
is not an easy
А если он
decision.
прав, блин?
Take all the time you need.
Ну давайте
I prepared you for.
Давайте попробуем.
This is not the time for revenge. We need your help, Logan.
The king has made his decision. Logan's life will be spared.
Я, конечно, об этом, наверное, пожалею в будущем, но хрен
I
с
know
ним.
you will never forgive me for the things I've done. You told me so once, remember?
Of course I do.
But what matters now is that we defend our land. The castle
Блин,
is
эта
yours,
тьма, конечно,
and
меня
so is
смущает
the
она немного, блин.
I'm glad to be rid of them.
Так, суд сделан. Я телепортировал в этот... Ну, в ту херню, короче. Я надеюсь, сторонников сейчас не потерял.
You have fulfilled the first part of your destiny. You were little more than a child when you left the castle.
Моего брата
You
здесь
have
нету.
become a hero, a leader, and now, finally, a monarch. But your journey is not yet done. Now you are king. You can know the truth.
О,
Albion will soon
сейчас
be
будем
defeated,
деньги тратить
and
на...
the threat could not be greater.
Что случилось? Опа.
Darkness is coming to our land. It cannot be reasoned with, it cannot be halted. The ruler of Albion is all that stands between the world we inhabit and that darkness. That is why you had to take your brother's place. The course of history demands it. If you do not succeed, everything we know will come to an end.
Why didn't you tell me all this at the start? It was never about Logan, was it?
I told you what you needed to know, and I never spoke anything but the truth. With Logan on the throne, Albion would have been doomed. This much I know. Only with a hero wearing the crown
типа...
do we stand a chance of survival.
And how do I stop it?
You won't. Its arrival is inevitable.
И чё, мы год будем править? Пойдем в бордель нахрен, блин, будем отмечать весь этот год как
All
можем.
you can do is prepare, and hope to save as many of your people as you can. How you do so is up to you. Two paths lie ahead.
Вот.
You may keep the promises you have made and be known as a benevolent ruler. But understand that doing so will leave little to spend on its protection and may lead you to
Вот оно
disaster.
что.
It is not easy to be popular and keep the treasury full, unless you are willing to sacrifice your personal wealth. But you may also choose to break those promises, to harm your people in order to save them. You will not lack the means to build the army you need, but you will be hated. This path will
Вот он выбор, оказывается, какой, да?
as it did your brother. You have 1 year to do what Logan could not. Be the ruler that readies Albion for the greatest threat it has ever faced.
Только не говорите, что сейчас будет это время, таймер запустится, типа. Дальний бой. Блин, сотки не хватает, зараза. Понятненько. Теперь все ясно. Вот он выбор, оказывается, какой. Ну, в принципе, у меня же доход охрененный копыт. Я могу и то, наверное, сделать, нет?
Your Majesty, I'm not sure what to say after receiving such news. The darkness that
Да, люди нас просто нахрен пошлют и все скажут. Да вы нас обманываете, типа один тиран на другого поменялся и так далее. Так и будет, тут увидите.
We need to prepare. If we can't stop the attack from happening, we have to be ready when it comes. Having Logan's troops on our side is a good start, but you will need to raise a fortune to pay for the army we'll need. Hobson will show you the treasury, and I'm sure he can explain just how to fill it.
Indeed I can.
Then I will leave you to it. Ben and I will begin recruiting and training soldiers at once.
If you will follow me, Your Majesty. Oh, how I have looked forward to this moment.
Чего? Чего ты ждал? О, мои денежки.
This is it. Albion's royal treasury. The store of the kingdom's
40 тысяч. 400 тысяч у нас сейчас здесь. Что ты хочешь, чтобы я сделал здесь?
It's, well, not as replete as one would like, but just imagine this room shimmering with hills, valleys, and
это жирный, жадный ублюдок, я так понимаю, лысый притом еще.
It will require nothing less to build this army everyone is talking about. Which brings us to the second item on today's agenda, and one I'm personally very excited about. Setting the tax rate for the coming year.
Двери закрылись.
As you probably know, your brother was taxing the people rather heavily, and some say that this has led to
что-то я не вижу, что здесь денег до хрена.
Societal ills. You have three clear choices, Your Majesty. One, lower the tax rate, which one could argue would help the poor and the hungry, but would also
средний нельзя сделать?
In a miserable state. Two, maintain Logan's policies. Not a popular move with the people, but moderately popular with the Treasury. And three, and don't let my enthusiasm influence you in any way, raise the taxes even further.
Интересно.
Short term, but we will be able to protect the kingdom and run our fingertips over vast amounts of gold in this very room. What will it be, Your Majesty?
Оставить налоги? Пусть будут такими же.
Very well, Your Majesty. A prudent choice. Why upset the status quo? The time
блядь, я понял свою ошибку. Нет, политику Логана оставил, блин, зараза.
But you will still need to raise a lot more gold by other means. Unless you're willing to donate some of your own money.
У тебя сейчас 2 ляма? Охренеть.
Oh, I'm sorry. I do like a little joke now and then. However you decide to proceed, you should acquaint yourself with the royal ledger. It is a logbook
Баланс казны.
that allows the reigning
Положить.
monarch to make deposits and
можно просто...
withdrawals from the treasury. A most useful financial tool. But my, look at the time. You really ought to attend
подожди.
the next item on today's
Что я делаю? Внести в казну. Ща мы введем, не переживай. Лям введем, и все будет нормально. О!
Riva has a most intriguing proposal for you in Bowerstone Industrial. Now I know you have had your differences, but it is time to put those behind you.
Я не вижу, что здесь гора увеличилась, блин. Вообще не вижу.
I assure you. I have seen to it that your appearance among the populace is well publicized. So expect a crowd.
Давай-ка еще внесем. Деньги у меня и так капают, блин, охренительно. Вот и все. Дни до нападения 365. Казна. Надо 6,5. Надо 6,5 миллионов, охренеть. FPS аж просел, смотрите-ка, блин. А, FPS просел жестко. Я слышу маленького ублюдка. Я не вижу его. Сука, где он, блин, а? Я за тобой вернусь, скотина. Ну, Лавкач, сейчас я с тобой пообщаюсь. Пейдж, ты помнишь, что он с нами сделал?
I knew last time we met that you would emerge victorious from such public sibling rivalry. And now here I am to assist you in filling your coffers till they are fit to burst.
Честно, у меня крылья на самом деле вырастут.
What better way to begin your reign than by reinstating one of my most successful policies? There is no greater waste than the idleness of our city's youth. But my employment scheme guarantees children of all
Застрели его прямо сейчас, да, пожалуйста.
whilst ensuring our factories are properly manned.
It's just monstrous. Don't listen to him. You promised you would end child
Я помню, я не позволю, это вообще же не...
And what would you have us do with the snotty little indigents?
The only way Bowerstone is going to climb out of the gutter is through education. Nothing is more important to our future than that. Turn this factory into a school. Give the children of this city the chance they never had.
A school? Oh, that's
500 тысяч.
Well, if you'd
Да
like
пошел
to
ты
go
открыть школу,
as a
нахуй.
pauper monarch, then by...
The factory will become a school.
Thank you. We can really start changing people's lives now. This will be an Albion worth fighting for.
I shall begin the necessary modifications at once.
Сразу минус 200 тысяч, охренеть.
Welcome to Weaver Industries Learning Center, Bowerstone Industrial's first ever.
Образованными автоматами.
You can now feel secure in the knowledge that your children can
Нормально.
become the well-educated automatons you always wanted them to
Ой,
be.
какая учука. Красивенькая. Посмотрите после установления старого квартала. Да, сбежавший заключенный. Вот мне делать нечего, блин. Я буду сейчас сбежавшего заключенного искать. Скажите. Король, король. Да-да-да. Так, подожди. Где моя семья? Переселить. Отдалить. Естественно, в замок. Поместить семью. 4. Мы должны жить в замке. Сны меня не волнует. У меня глаз чешется. Че, рабочие, работаете? О, мне подарок какой-то. Спасибо. Хочу в замок, да, хочу в замок. Дни до нападения. 6 лямов нам надо, блин. Это прилично, кстати. Здорово, братва, как дела? А где моя супруга? С детишками моими. использовать. Расходы на семью. Расходы у меня максимальные, для семьи ничего не жалко. Жена! Жена! Жена, дети, вы где? Я слышу кого-то. Мать твоя, моя женщина, где мои дети? Где моя семья? Буду еще любовницу завести с идеей, ты, да? Где моя... Что случилось? Кого судим? Кого судим? А, которого мы разбомбили?
Page will offer her proposal. Riva shall stand against her.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, our victory came at a great cost to the city. You vowed to fight poverty, but our actions have made the problem worse.
550 тысяч, охренеть вы деньги сосете, если честно.
I ask that the old quarter.
We destroyed the old quarter. It's only right we rebuild it.
The king has reached his decision. The old quarter shall be rebuilt, and its former residents will have their homes returned.
Thank you, Your Majesty. This will be a very popular move.
I suppose there may be something to be gained by rebuilding part of the city. It shows our sense of...
Почему я его вкачал, вообще не пристрелил, вот как собаку, я не понимаю. День нападения.
Despite the current climate of fear and great national need, Riva Industries has once again struck a blow for the honest man on the street. The sad sight of the decayed and war-torn old quarter is no more. We are proud to present the new
Новый старый квартал.
quarter.
Выполнено задание 50. 339. О, как.
Is there a more beautiful spectacle than a big pile of gold?
Мы вообще далеки от цели.
Forgive me the rhetorical question. In any
Налоги.
case, we are certainly doing well, but we are still short of the target. As a matter of fact, our very first order of business might have a bearing on our financial situation. The time has come to decide the annual town guard
Балян, еще это, да?
As you can imagine, the people like to complain about crime and the lack of safety on our streets and are calling for more guards than your brother was ever willing to pay for. You have three choices, Your Majesty. Leave the budget as it is.
Уже привыкли, нормально. Как можно к этому привыкнуть?
To murder, theft and contraband. Increase the budget and fill the streets with soldiers keeping the peace. A rather costly solution. Or take a more considered approach by lowering the budget. For what is the point of a safe, well-policed kingdom when it is too poor to protect itself
Понизить
from
бюджет.
sudden annihilation?
Повысить минус 200. Не, пускай как прежний будет, блин, мы не можем все...
Indeed, Your Majesty. Why make any changes in such an innocuous matter? So people don't feel safe. Is that such a terrible thing? Let us now turn our attention to the rest of today's business. Here is the royal schedule I have prepared.
Для после интерьера замка определить статус Авроры, отплыть навстречу приключениям и с этим. Да, у нас, блин, здесь скать.
As you can see, you have a busy day in the court, but a tremendously enjoyable one. Decoration is a passion of mine, and I simply cannot wait to see your choice. The interior designers await you in the throne room.
Да. Где моя семья, блин? Где моя жена? О! Дочка моя. Иди сюда, шпана. Да. Объятия. Ай да, иди сюда. Иди сюда, мелкая.
So soft.
Подарок?
Could you do something for me?
Конечно, что тебе нужно.
I can't wait. It's so nice to see Mum smiling.
У меня же вроде...
Kill that person.
У меня же вроде был подарок, плюшевый мишка. Или я его продал. Ну ладно. Здесь выход-то, блин. Тронный зал у нас здесь. Давайте, народ, на этом я серию, наверное, завершу. Серии. Потому что уже затягиваемся. В следующей серии уже не знаю, что будем делать. Ну-ка, я хочу посмотреть. Список заданий. А, смотри, оно все осталось. У нас это хорошо. Нижнее белье ловкача. Спасибо, хорошее задание, блин. Спасибо всем тем, кто смотрел. Увидимся в следующих сериях. До скорого.